Is it possible to make a festival-ready drop without hearing? Let's find out. This is a snippet of the final result that I'm about to make. Follow me on Instagram for more stuff like this and good karma. And as always, one of the first 500 commenters will win a free mastering done by me, but I'll shut up now and let's dive into it. So I want to start off with getting a vibe down. And by the way that we're doing this is we're recording the output, but the monitors are off. So you guys can hear what I'm doing, but I can't. I'm going to base the song in E minor, I think, because E just sounds good as a bass note. It's not too high, not too low. And I'm going to go with an E minor, make it like a bit of a dark festival track. So we have some different steps that we can use, and I'm going to go with the 6th step of E minor, which would be a C, but then I'm going to go back down to a familiar 5th step, which is the B, and then down to the root note of E, and then probably just hold it off here. I could make another chord here, but I don't want to risk messing it up. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a major chord here, which would be 1, 2, 3 step, then 5th here, which would be this, and then another major, probably. And I'm finishing off with an E minor chord, which I think would be E, G, and B, right? I think so, yeah. And then copy the bass line down here, and we have this. Let's find a sound that's going to play the bass. I think the way that I have to do this is by just finding the go-to presets that I use mostly. Gonna go for this pad that I've saved in Contact. It's from Signal, I think. No, Substance. Let's copy over the bass line here. Now I want to have some pad chord sound. Let's find another preset that I like. Warm pad pop. That should be pretty standard. I'm gonna cut off the lows of the pad. Okay, let's try to write a melody on top of this. I'm gonna find just some pluck. Now this is in D sharp, so I'm pitching it down to 3, down 3, so it's in C, and then I'm gonna follow the 3rd step of the chords because that should sound good. I'm also gonna slap on some effect chain that I have. Okay, so this should sound okay. I'm gonna save it here and just play along the primarily the 3rd of the chord, and hopefully it doesn't sound too lame. I'm gonna check the levels that it doesn't sound too... The levels look okay. Okay, let's put it in here, and I'm gonna repeat this 1st chord here and turn it into a build-up. Okay, so hopefully this is pitching up right now. Now we have an epic build-up. This is gonna sound very mediocre. Let's start off with the drop, put in some kick. I'm gonna go to my sample packs, find something that I know sounds okay. This is one of the kicks from my small kick sample pack from my video on tricks for kicks. I know it has a bit too much highs. I'm gonna take those down a bit, and hopefully this sounds okay. Probably very loud. I'm gonna put in a clap here. The levels look okay. It shouldn't sound too bad. Let's figure out some subline. So I pulled up this that I always use. Punch in the balls. Should sound okay, I think. Okay, so this is probably a horrible rhythm, but I'm just gonna have it for now. And I think I'm gonna try and build it into a chord at the end here of the bar. So we go up to, that will be a G, and then a B. Should sound okay, hopefully. Oh, we probably need some sidechain here. Okay, I think we're off to a semi-okay start. Well, I don't really know, but let's add some white noise here. Oh, that was too loud. That should sound good, right? Let's add another kick to make some groove. Okay, so at this point, I'm just guessing. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is gonna sound horrible. This is way harder than I expected, actually. I'm gonna try and put in some synth sound, get some melody going in my head. Let's pull up a diva and take off the reverb. And I can like look at the waveform here to see how the ADSR curve is. So it's probably a bit too long. I want to shorten it, make it short and snappy and sweet. Okay, a little bit too much to sustain. Okay, so let's put some effects on this. Again, I'm just gonna slap on like a mixer chain that I usually use to make things sound a bit weird. And okay, so this is what we have now. I'm gonna check the distortion here. Oh wow, it's probably a bit too harsh. I don't even know. Okay, so let's have some stabs here, down here. So it goes, and we could have some counter melody. So it goes vum, vum, bum, bum, bum. Let's try and do some like short notes up here. So I'm using the fifth, which is hopefully gonna sound more like a chord and make it sound more interesting. It's probably a good idea to keep it a bit more minimal since there's less room for error then. Let's do it like this. Bum, 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 bum. No. And then up here. Bum, 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 bum. And then down to E maybe. Let's copy this over. I know this sound has this little bit of attack, so maybe this is too short, but I think it could sound like vroom, vroom, vroom and have this cool attack. So I'm gonna try and do that. And maybe up here and then that. And some longer notes here. It's probably gonna sound completely different than in my head, but I think this rhythm can work. So maybe do something different here. Have it go up here to C here. Could be cool. And then up here we go up to the fifth and no, the third and then the fifth. Okay, so I'm also gonna put this up to D. I think this is gonna work, but I'm not sure, and let's just for good measure switch it up here as well. It's up to a B, which should lead into the C, I hope. Okay, I have no idea how this is sounding. Let's add some reverb for good measure and some automations, just leading into the notes. Okay, I'm just doing random stuff. I think this could be cool, I'm not sure. It's just going after like looking at the patterns and seeing where the notes hit, and I'm gonna just go after that, I think. Okay, since I think the bass isn't doing what it should, I think maybe, and then it should follow these notes, which would be up here and then down here, right? And up to a C and then B, I think. Maybe we could have the sub follow up here. Up to a G sharp, F sharp. No, it's a G. I don't know how that sounds. Okay, so what I think is happening is that the sub is playing on the offbeat, like bum, 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 and it should alternate between the melody, but I'm not sure if that's what's happening or if it sounds good. Okay, let's try and add some more of a stab, root note sort of thing that follows the bass line. So I know this preset here sounds pretty good, the grasshopper thing. I can see that the waveform is a bit too long, so it's probably too much reverb, probably too long. That looks okay to me. Okay, so let's add some big reverb sound, some distortion, super harsh distortion. Okay, that might have been too much. And some sidechain, and let's put it down E, really going to be too low here. I don't know. E, 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 G, and E. Might be too long. I want some more white noise here. Some short stuff, maybe, just to fill it up and make the kicks punch through a bit better. I don't know if this is working at all. Okay, so I think we need more bass stuff. We don't really have a specific bass. Let's look at the waveform. I think this looks like a saw wave, like zzz, which is something I think I want. Okay, let's try and use this one. Okay, so now it sounds like this. Okay, I'm gonna cut out the lows. I think I should do that. Problem with not hearing is I'm really bad at remembering what to add, and I can't really hear what I should add, so I'm gonna try and put the kick more places, because why not? I'm gonna check, because this is feeding into a master bus limiter. This could be more compressed, or I mean limited. That should sound not too bad. Okay, so I want something to round off this, or I think I want that, so let's find a snare. This waveform looks short. I want it to go like, or maybe some side changes for good measure, and maybe some short reverb, and let's also for good measure pan them around. I have no idea how that sounds. It's probably super tacky. Let's double over the drop and put the lead 1 octave up. I think it could be higher here as well, because I think this is a bit too low for this synth. I've used the init patch a lot, and I think it's a bit too, I think it could go up here, and then up here it could go up another octave. I'm not sure, but I think that could be cool. And then here we go up. And let's also add some hi-hats. Let's just use the hi-hats from the Z remix probably. Z remix, hi-hat loop 3. I think that's the most sparse one. And yes. That should sound okay. And let's drop out the kick here for good measure, and make an epic impact before the drop. This is from IDP Dip. It's like a Indian sound, down 6, I think. Let's have some vocal vox sound before the drop. I think that one sounds okay, or it looks okay. Now we just need some more white noise. Let's use this. Reverse it. Stick it and reverse it into this part. I'm also gonna put these strings here that are just gonna play on the root note, C sharp, D, D sharp, 4 up, and it's just gonna play. Hopefully sounds epic. And let's use these snares as the build. Okay, it will be really typical of me to mess this up somehow, but I think it sounds okay. Let's pitch it up. Like this. Oh, it has panning on it. Let's avoid that for now. Maybe we can have it in the end here. And also the sidechain only in the end. And let's put a filter on here. And I'm gonna add some more build snares. These look fine. Okay, I have to remember to fit them to tempo. 1, 2, 6. Volume, and let's find some impact here. This looks a bit like overkill, but I think it's gonna work. Okay, that's very loud. Just cut it here, make some volume adjustments. Okay, so I've spent a solid 45 minutes without hearing anything, and I'm going crazy. This was a lot more difficult than I thought, but I think I want to hear this now. I don't really know what to do more without messing it up any further, so let's just listen to it. I'm really curious. Oh, that's whack. It's not horrible though. Wait, I forgot one very important thing. I'm gonna do this real quick without hearing. Just need to introduce the drop melody. I completely forgot. I think I'm ready to listen now. So curious for this drop. Oh. Ah! What? Wow! I did not expect that at all. The hi-hats were so messed up. Wow, that was way cooler than I thought. That's actually pretty cool. I like that. What? That was so lucky. You probably heard that it wasn't the melody I was going for at all either. I thought it would go like bum 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 ba dum ba dum. But that was cooler. It's funny because that was accidental. I pitched it wrong, so it turned into 7th, like leading up into the drop, which was even cooler actually. Maybe I'm actually gonna turn this into a release. This was actually pretty cool. It can be cool with some additional work, I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Click the notification button, like, comment, share, show it to your family, and send me money. And I'll see you guys next week. Åh, det ble jo så kult!